Do you often find yourself feeling overwhelmed by the pace and complexity of modern life? In today's world, the race is always on. Our days are filled with the hustle and bustle of trying to keep up with the Joneses, and our nights are spent worrying about the tasks that lie ahead. We live in an age of accumulation where the mantra is more is better. More money, more possessions, more achievements, the list goes on. But this constant striving for more can leave us feeling stressed, under pressure, and ironically less fulfilled. Imagine a society that values accumulation, where the worth of an individual is often measured by the size of their house, the car they drive, or the brand of their clothes. It's a society where the focus is on constant activity, on doing rather than being. In such a world, it's easy to lose sight of what truly matters: our health, our relationships, our peace of mind. This lifestyle of constant accumulation and activity can have a profound effect on our mental and physical health. We're frequently stressed, always rushing, seldom resting. Our minds are cluttered with thoughts of what we need to do, what we need to buy, where we need to be. This mental clutter often translates into physical clutter as we fill our homes with possessions that we don't really need or even truly want. The physical clutter in our lives can lead to feelings of anxiety and restlessness. It can make us feel trapped, as if we're living in a prison of our own making. And the worst part, we're often so caught up in this cycle of accumulation and activity that we don't even realize the toll it's taking on our health and happiness. So we find ourselves feeling overwhelmed, stressed, anxious. We're physically and mentally exhausted, yet we keep going, keep accumulating, keep doing. But to what end? What's the point of all this activity and accumulation if it leaves us feeling empty and unfulfilled? Have you ever considered that there might be another way to live? Imagine a lifestyle that values quality over quantity, that prioritizes peace over chaos. This is the essence of minimalism, a philosophy and way of life that's been gaining traction around the globe. Minimalism, at its core, is about intentionality. It's about making conscious decisions about what you allow into your life and what you choose to let go. But let's be clear, minimalism isn't about deprivation. It's not about living in an empty room with just a mattress and a chair. It's about stripping away the excess, the unnecessary, the distractions, to make room for what truly matters. Think of it as a less is more approach to life. It's about reducing your possessions, not to the point of discomfort, but to the point of maximizing usefulness and satisfaction. It's about decluttering your physical space to make room for clarity and calmness in your mental space. But minimalism isn't just about physical possessions. It extends to all areas of life. It's about simplifying your commitments, your relationships, your goals. It's about saying no to the good so you can say yes to the great. It's about focusing your energy on fewer things so you can excel at them. Minimalism is also about conscious consumption. It's about being mindful of what you bring into your life, whether it's a new piece of clothing, a new gadget, or even a new relationship. It encourages us to ask ourselves, does this add value to my life? Does it bring me joy? And the beauty of minimalism is that it's flexible. It's not a one-size-fits-all solution. It's a philosophy that can be adapted and personalized to suit your individual needs, preferences, and circumstances. Intrigued? Let's delve into some real-life stories of people who've embraced this way of life. These are the tales of those who've found freedom in less, who've discovered the joy of simplicity, and who've learned that sometimes the key to happiness isn't in having more, but in wanting less. Meet John, a high-powered executive, and Mary, a busy mother of 3. Both felt the weight of their lifestyles. John, with his executive position, was constantly in a hurry, always chasing deadlines, attending meetings, and making tough decisions. His house was a mirror of his chaotic life, full of expensive items he rarely used, paperwork scattered everywhere, and a wardrobe that would put a fashion store to shame. He was successful, yet he always felt stressed, sleep-deprived, and disconnected from his own life. Mary, on the other hand, was juggling the demands of raising 3 children, maintaining a home, and working part-time. Her life was a whirlwind of school runs, cooking meals, cleaning up toys, and drowning in an endless sea of laundry. She was surrounded by stuff, from children's toys to kitchen gadgets, from clothes to home decorations. She loved her family, but she was constantly tired, overwhelmed, and felt like she was always playing catch-up. Then something happened. John stumbled upon a book on minimalism during a business trip. Intrigued, he started reading it, and the ideas resonated with him. He realized that he had been equating success with possessions and was always in a race for more, never feeling content. Mary, during one of her late-night internet searches, found a blog on minimalism. She was drawn to the idea of living with less and the promise of more time, more peace, and more joy. John decided to give minimalism a try. He started decluttering his home, donating items he didn't need, organizing his paperwork, and simplifying his wardrobe. He found that he had more time for his hobbies, for self-care, and for meaningful relationships. He felt less stressed, slept better, and started to enjoy his life more. Mary, too, embraced minimalism. She started with the children's toys, keeping only those that they really played with. She decluttered her kitchen, her wardrobe, and her home. She found that she had more time to spend with her children, to pursue her interests, and to relax. She felt less overwhelmed, more in control, and she started to enjoy her life more. Both John and Mary found that the benefits of minimalism went beyond just having a tidy home. They were happier, healthier, and their relationships improved. They had more time for what truly mattered to them. They were living their lives, not just surviving. They were no longer slaves to their possessions. They were free. John and Mary found freedom in minimalism. Could you? Are you willing to give minimalism a try? If the answer is yes, then we have a challenge for you. A 1-week minimalism challenge that can set you on the path towards a simpler, more fulfilling life. You see, minimalism isn't about getting rid of all your possessions. It's about making space for what truly matters. So, let's start with step 1, decluttering. Pick a specific area of your home that's been causing you stress. It could be your closet, your kitchen, or even that dreaded junk drawer. Spend some time each day of this week sorting through your stuff, and be honest with yourself. Do you really need that 5th spatula or those jeans you haven't worn in 2 years? As you declutter, you'll begin to feel a sense of relief and freedom. Next, let's move on to step 2, reducing commitments. We often fill our schedules to the brim, leaving little time for ourselves. This week, try to say no to a few non-essential commitments. Instead, use that time to relax, pursue a hobby, or spend time with loved ones. Remember, it's okay to prioritize your own well-being. Finally, we come to step 3, a day without technology. We're not suggesting you go completely off the grid, but try to set aside a day where you significantly limit your use of phones, computers, and TVs. Use this time to read a book, go for a walk, or engage in some deep thinking. It's amazing how much time we can reclaim when we're not constantly checking our devices. So there you have it, 3 simple steps towards a minimalist lifestyle. And remember, this isn't about achieving perfection. It's about making small changes that can have a big impact on your quality of life. 1 week, that's all it takes to start seeing the benefits of minimalism. So what do you stand to gain from giving minimalism a try? Let's circle back to our friends John and Mary. Before embracing minimalism, they were swamped by the chaos of clutter, the strain of stress, and the confinement of consumption. But now, their lives are transformed, painting a picture of what yours could look like. Imagine a world where less is actually more, a world where you're no longer a slave to your possessions, but a master of your own space. Picture a life where you're not governed by stress, but by a sense of serenity and simplicity. Visualize a reality where you're not confined by consumption, but liberated by the freedom to choose what truly matters to you. This is the power of minimalism. This is the power of less. Minimalism isn't about having less. It's about making room for more peace, more joy, more life. Are you ready to embrace the power of less?